Scott headed to the Vegas Vipers. This is from our own Brandon Anderson. So when news broke that Bryan Scott was coming to the XFL in 2023, after appearing on the Jordan Palmer's Instagram account, previewing the quarterbacks he was working with, it started a buzzworthy story that was a changing of the guard for the former Philadelphia Stars quarterback jumping ship to the XFL. With only less than 30 days remaining on most USFL contracts that expire from the 2022 season, Bryan Scott will become a free agent when the clock strikes midnight on the new year. It appears he will be joining a familiar face in Vegas. That familiar face could be being Luis Perez, who has also played in the 2022 USFL season. Now, Bryan Scott himself is now clearly what appears to be teasing that he is joining the Vegas Vipers come the new year, as he dropped some hints on Instagram last week, posting him working out. But in between his photos of him throwing around an XFL football was a picture of Frank Sinatra dealing baccarat in the Sands Casino in Las Vegas back in 1959, along with the location of the photo being Sin City. Of course, there is no indication that Bryan Scott is working out in Vegas in the pictures, but one of the pictures appears he is working out with former Montreal Alouettes veteran receiver Dante Abshire. So there's him. Of course, there's the picture of Sin City working out in Vegas. You ready? And of course, that's the other picture. So we get an idea of kind of what's going down for Bryan Scott. Instead, this is just Bryan Scott teasing us all. It will make quite an exciting training camp, seeing the amount of talent the Vipers already have at quarterback position with Luis Perez, Jalen McClendon. Initially decided we'd see Luis Perez as a starting cap for the Vipers, but now that things may have changed. Now, way back in the day, Bryan Scott posted Go Stars. He said, extremely grateful for the opportunity this season with the USFL and the Philadelphia Stars. This has been such an unbelievable blessing and privilege to play football. Fox Sports and NBC have been credible to the USFL players. Everything about this league has been first class, an absolute honor to be part of. I'm heading home for now to address my injuries. We'll do everything I can to make it back this season for my teammates and coaches. I have the utmost confidence in Coach Andrus, the entire Stars coaching staff, and all my Stars teammates. To all of you who have reached out, I am extremely grateful. It means so much. Looking forward to watching my guys ball out this week. Go Stars. That was Bryan Scott back in May after he got hurt. Scott will be returning to the gridiron game from an injury that happened in week 3 of the USFL season when he was shaping up to be one of the best quarterbacks in the USFL. In week 2, the Philadelphia Stars faced the Pittsburgh Maulers, where he went out and had himself a day, as the Stars noted on Twitter after the game, where he threw 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, 26 completions for 36 attempts, 272 total yards. And we can only imagine what could have happened for the Stars if he had gotten hurt. They still made it to the championship game, but, we'll see how that, no one knows. Oddly enough, his possible teammate in Vegas faced off against the Stars in the USFL playoffs when Luis Perez, who was with the New Jersey Generals, who everybody thought was going to win it all, or at least make it to the finals, played against the Stars despite falling short of making the championship game. Could we see Bryan Scott win the Stars championship? We will never know. Stay tuned to XFL News Hub on any developing news, but Bryan Scott looks like he's headed to Vegas. Now, I had Bryan Scott headed to the DC Defenders. There could be a very interesting pick now that, remember, the DC Defenders only really have one quarterback right now. If the Defenders go 4, there's 3 more spots. King is a guy that has already been out there. He just got released from the Panthers not too long ago. So I thought Bryan Scott was headed to DC. There is rumblings that there could be a big name guy headed to DC Defenders. Well, we will just have to wait and find out. But Bryan Scott looks like to be headed to the Vegas Vipers.